Hi, I'm Teresa with Howard for MyBodyMyImage.com, and we're doing a series on how to correct hyperextended legs. So I'm sitting here with my former student and sort of current student, Erika Hand, Miss Erika Hand. And Erika has incredibly beautiful feet and hyperextended legs, and she's always kind of struggled with the understanding of how to correct them. So tell me a little bit about what your experience has been, not only with your legs, but also with the different ways people have told you to fix them.
I feel like when I first started dancing, my legs were more hyperextended as a young girl. And then the more muscular I became, the less hyperextended they looked.
Right.
For some reason. Also with my background, some of my initial training in ballet was with the Vaganova method,
right,
the Russian style. And I was told by certain teachers of that style that the hyperextended leg was an aesthetic look that was desirable. So they would encourage
you to work into your hyperextension.
They would say push the leg, they would say stretch. You would hear that, stretch your leg, and they would come up behind the back of your knee, and they would kind of like touch the back of your knee to say straighten your leg, or more. So then I felt like that was the way to dance. But I also had a Cicchetti teacher at the same time who was teaching more proper alignment that was probably long-term healthier for your body. And the combination of those two approaches was very confusing.
Right.
And then
and how old were you at this time? You're probably like 12.
High school.
High school.
Yeah, I would start like with the ballet stuff at like 12, 13, 14, and then into high school is when I had a lot of different influences coming in.
Right. Okay. So it's true that I think that's true. A beautifully hyperextended leg with a beautiful foot at the end. You go like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. And the thing is that the body works. You just have to figure out how to work it. Whether it's your legs don't quite straighten. You know, the legs that kind of like don't stop just short of being straight. And then there's the leg that's just straight, and there's the leg that is hyper, right? But the question is, how do you keep that healthy and strong? And so what are some of the methods that teachers have given you that have been like either confusing or like,
Right, so in college I heard a lot of emphasis on stack the bones as a way of organizing the leg or the body. And I heard a lot about the spine on top of the pelvis and the legs falling from the pelvis or from the sits bones. And I heard a lot of high concept things that I think work for certain people, but for me what happened was I started working in a way where my legs were bent.
Right.
And I would also be wearing like modern dance pants. So really, you can't tell.
So it doesn't really matter.
And for me, it's a pretty big range of motion. So
right, there's a difference. There's like a 4-inch difference between your leg being actually extended, like engaged, muscularly engaged and stretched.
Yes.
To soft.
Yes. I learned how to fake it.
Right.
Fake what I thought was my leg straight, but I thought that was what was correct.
And then tell the story about the pictures, like every picture you saw.
Yeah, and then I started to see, even into my professional dancing in New York, I would see photos of myself and I could swear that I was doing the step right, but my leg looked bent. Like either a standing leg or even a leg especially a leg in motion, like sweeping through or coming around.
Oh, so you're feeling like, woo, I'm stretched.
That happens as well. Yeah.
So even on the working leg now, so now you have no connection to your knee at all. She's kneeless.
And of course the standing leg.
Definitely the standing.
I would see photos where I would be caught in an awkward position by the photographer where it just didn't look right. It didn't look. My leg is bent.
She's like, okay, so here's the thing about like things, like ideas about like stacking bones and the legs falling off. Okay, first of all, your legs falling off, that sounds good if it's like chicken, so it's falling off the bone, but maybe not when you want to dance on it. Those are all, I think those are fine. They actually make sense. Your bones want to be aligned. But I think that when there's a muscular component to that. That if you don't give that, then you go like, okay, now I just have stacky bones. But you have to support it. So there's a definite way to support your bones in alignment that will have your leg be straight and supported. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Sometimes teachers would approach the hyperextended issue and try to help. Like they would try to tell me something about lifting the kneecap, but to what extent you lift the kneecap and to what degree was confusing, because what happened for me was I would hyperextend and lift the kneecap.
So that means you're just pushing back.
And I'm pushing back, but I'm firing up my thighs like hell.
You're like, I'm fired up, but I'm still pushing back.
And I'm like engaging the thigh, and then I think I'm protecting the knee, but it's not really
right. So it's just it's degrees. The other thing I'll say about fixing a hyperextended leg is that generally people with hyperextended legs have a better opportunity to tuck under in their pelvis, because your back, and it encourages in a way sitting in your pelvis. So when you go to correct, there's a yogic sort of, in Iyengar, there's a yogic sort of concept that all the problems come from the feet. So if you think about it, you might have to balance your body from the ground up, which means making sure you're standing on your foot balanced, that you're lifting the knee properly, right? And that your pelvis is centered so that it's not pushing in one direction or the other. And then you can ride that whole concept up about how you engage your back. But today we're going to take a look at let's give you some exercises. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how you can fix your hyperextension, how you can support your hyperextension. That's better language, because you're not broken. We're going to support it. And then I'm going to give you some exercises that you can do, preferably outside of class, that will help kind of put the muscular memory or information in your body, so that when you go to do it in class, it's kind of already there and you just have to build on it. Because once you get into class, and it's impossible. There's too many things to worry about. I got too many things to worry about. You can't do it. So if you put the information in your body before and really are diligent and consistent with the exercises, you will see a difference slowly moving into your class. Like you might just feel it, like plies are the perfect place to think about the concepts I'm about to give you, because it's bending and straightening, and you can really, really kind of get into that. Maybe your first or second tendu would be a place to look at that. Then stuff kind of gets convoluted. Maybe a rond de jambe, because it's slow and you're on one leg and you can connect again in that. So you have to be patient with yourself, but it's not going to change unless you really do the exercises. So that's what we're going to do today.